Module 3, Unit 4, Using Storage Devices. In this unit, we will discuss about different kinds of storage from volatile to non-volatile. And then we will also cover different types of system memory modules that are used in computers, in PCs, and then describe as well the different types and features of hard disk drives, solid state drives, optical drives, and flash memory. So sa unit na to guys, starting with the different storage devices now, let's start with system memory. Ito rin yung tinatawag nating RAM. Ito yung, as we commonly say, ano ba ang RAM ng computer mo? Ano ba ang memory ng computer mo? We are talking about random access memory. And usually, yung pinaka-basic, yung SDRAM, it has 168 pins. Yan, no? Yung nakikita yung yellow na yan, those are 168 pins. And these are the type of memories na tinatawag na volatile, or sometimes we say volatile, no? Volatile. It's the same word we're talking about. Ito yung mga temporary storage devices where as long as naka-power on ang computer, the information are kept in here. Pag pinower reset mo na, pinower off mo na, everything is gone. So it's only temporary memory, kaya volatile ang tawag doon. And typically, mga vendors dyan na some of you have already known, yung Kingston, Crucial, or Micron, yan ang company name yan, and then Corsair, PNY, Integral, and there are others memory na that are not on this list. Ito rin yung tinatawag natin na dynamic RAM because of the status. It's dynamic because whenever you are working on something, this is dito na ni-store ng computer, ng processor, yung mga information that we access instantaneously. Dynamic because it fetch for information, it saves the information, and then erases the information momentarily, especially pag pinower reset, just like I said earlier. And then meron din tinatawag na synchronous dynamic RAM. Ito naman yung another form of RAM, dynamic RAM actually, but synchronous because in a sense na it is in cycle, it is in synchronize, it is in synchronization with the processor unit. Kung 64-bit ang processor mo, 64-bit ang transfer per clock cycle din. Kaya siya synchronous, in synchronize siya sa processor clock cycle. And then meron ding system memory na you will hear na yung DIMMs or dual inline memory module or yung SODIMM, small outline. Ito yung because of the packaging. That's all it is. But the pinning, it comes with different name for different purpose. But generally, ang system memory, those are volatile storage components of a computer. And then there are another forms of volatile memory, yung double data rate. Literally, when it's a double data rate, it doubles the speed, it doubles the transfer per clock cycle. Mas mabilis, in other words. And the pins, you don't have to memorize this, but to be familiar with, it has more pin, to 140 pins, ang DDR. Or what also called double data rate. Yun ang ibig sabihin nun. And even the DDR, it comes with different variations or iterations. It increases the bus speed from DDR2, DDR3 to DDR4. And you cannot interchange or mix and match. Pag you need to check, usually you need to check the specification ng motherboard, the system board ng CPU, kung anong DDR version. You cannot mix and match. Kung DDR2 lang siya, DDR2 lang siya. Lahat ng sockets within the CPU or the motherboard needs to be checked. And yun lang dapat ang gagamitin. And yung tulad ng halimbawa, yung DIM and yung SO DIM that we mentioned earlier, it has a different pin system. Pati yung notch different then. It will not insert. You will realize that when you try to, sometimes sa akin nangyayari din yun, I'm not paying attention for the type of memory, it will not fit. You will see that it has more pins or the notch itself, hindi siya aayon. Hindi talaga papasok. May purpose yung notch na yan. Etong side na to, that is for interlocking. When you are inserting this memory, and the secure yung secure the secure the insertion ng memory mismo. Now, we have also this, what we call the hard disk drive. And you are all aware of this. Ito naman yung tinatawag na ano ang disk capacity ng inyong hard drive. Ito mismo yung total amount of storage capacity ng inyong hard drive. And then ito yung tinatawag na mga fixed disk. Ito yung, excuse me, that are permanent and persistent storage devices. And it is consisted of platters. Yung platters parang plates inside with this. It is sealed, it is vacuumed, and then you cannot open that. Even though if you can open it, it should be dust free. You cannot use it anymore. Makikita nyo pag binuksan nyo to, may mga plates on top of each other, mga rotating disc, and then merong drive head. Parang if you could imagine yung yung parang turntable, if you have seen that, yun ang concept neto, rotating platters, and magnetic ang recording and reading na information. And it comes with two different sizes, usually 3.5 inch or 2.5. 3.5 inch, ito yung typical sa mga workstations. From the size itself. In 2.5, it's mostly it's a laptop or even in a small form factor drives. Now it's either of the two, but just to be aware, these are the two sizes, two formats, 3.5 and 2.5, and it is rated according to capacity from maraming capacity. Meron na ngayon, di ba, 2 terabytes, just like on the image, meron 1 terabyte or 500 gig. Before, it was just in MB. And the first time we heard about a gigabyte, hard drive, we're so proud already about it, which is napakalit lang pala nun. And then, meron pang, when it comes to specifications, the performance itself, ito yung mga information that we always check. It is rated actually, nakalagay yan dito sa kanyang parang label kung ano yung speed in terms of RPM, revolution per minute, yung access time, the read and write ng information between the drive head and the platters, and then the transfer rate. Ito yung information being coming in and coming out of the hard drive and then to the processor. Yun ang transfer rate, how the information are being transferred in and out of these hard disk drives. And then ang mga vendors dito that you commonly hear starts from Seagate, Western Digital, Maxtor, Hitachi, Fujitsu, Toshiba, and Samsung. Yan ang mga pangalan, and probably there are others that you are aware na ibang that you already know that I don't know na mga vendors ng hard disk drives. And then what are the interfaces na ginagamit sa mga hard disk drives? Ito yung mga tinatawag na SATA. Tawag nila SATA. Ako minsan, I said it's SATA, no? It stands for Serial Attachment. And then, it is legacy drives. Before kasi meron ginagamit na PATA, parallel attachment, or enhanced IDE, interface integrated digital ano ba tawag dito? Enhanced interface tawag dyan or SCSI if you read this, small computer system interface. Ito internal digital equipment, enhanced. I'm sorry, but that's what it is for. It is an interface for the hard disk drives. And then yung external drives, which is lang to, mounted outside. Meron lang siyang enclosure instead of yung mga internal na you had to open the CPU, nandun yung you had to mount it, may bracket doon that you can put the hard disk drives. Ito naman, it's external nga. It comes with an enclosure that comes with the different interfaces and power supply. So mga interfaces, hard disk drive starts from USB 2, USB 3, even up to Thunderbolt 3. All of this comes with different speed and bandwidth, and you can tell from this note these are older standards. The earlier versions, no, in my time, may mas earlier pa dito. Ito yung mga SATA, and then mga SCSI connections, and then yung Thunderbolt 3, that also being shown to you what it's like from the previous unit. It has a bandwidth of 40 gigabits per second. Ito yung connector na USB-C na ginagamit. Now, there's another type of hard drive. Ito yung mga bago ngayon. Ito yung tinatawag na SSD drive or solid state drives. And ito rin ang another type of non-volatile flash memory, just like the hard disk drives. That when we say non-volatile, compared with volatile memories, na even you power off the computer, the information is kept here. It is stored in this hard drive. Kahit gaano pa katagal naka-off yan. Kaya non-volatile siya. And this is more faster than the typical hard disk drive na optical yon. May moving parts. Ito, walang moving parts. It's purely memory chips. So, yun ang ibig sabihin ng it is more reliable than mechanical hard disk drives. Mechanical kasi yung hard disk drives kanina, di ba? That we discussed, because it has a rotating platters, meron magnetic head, and this one, wala. It is purely electronic. And electronic memory chips and memory modules, just like katulad nung sa RAM. Kaya mas mabilis, and there's no, cooling unit o vibrating moving unit, and then yun nga lang, more expensive, but in exchange of speed, talagang you can tell the difference when you use this. And then parang ano lang siya, what I'm trying to say earlier, parang flash memory lang siya in a bigger capacity, only that non-volatile. Yung RAM o yung flash memory, yung ito yung mga embedded memory sa system board na hindi na yung fix, yung mga fix. Ito yung hybrid cases. Ito yung hybrid design or more advanced. It's in other words, when we say solid state drives, ito yung mga electronic hard drive. And then usually maliliit lang yan, yung mga 2.5 inch ang sizes. And mga connectors, this one are in SATA or PCIe or M.2. M.2 is smaller. It's another interface that usually you can find on servers. Now, another storage device is, as we all know, yung mga, ito tinatawag natin to, optical drives. Optical drives, and then this one are the optical discs. No? When we say optical disc, it means that ang read and write ng information is through laser. So this one is not a metallic platter, but it is a plastic, no, laminated and coated. And back in the day, kung nakikita nyo, yung mga drives before is in a form of floppy, na magnetic din but floppy, mga magnetic film. And this one is a laminated film where you store information through laser. Yung mga laser head na tinatawag. Yun ang head, ang read and write head ng mga optical drives. So it comes with different formats, starting from CD at yung mga earlier days, and then meron tinatawag na DVD, which probably some of you, it stands for digital video disc or digital versatile disc. And then meron din tinatawag na Blu-ray. Ito yung we all know all of this. Maybe wala na kayong, maybe some of you inabutan pa yung compact disc, but this one comes in different sizes and size capacity. Here, you can, this has the smallest capacity up to 750 megabytes. This one, it comes up to maximum 4 gig. Ito maabot ng 8 gig. And sometimes yung mga double layer na double DVD may mga 8 gig na rin. But usually it's 4 gig. And then may mga read-only, may mga rewritable. Ibig sabihin, when you can write and erase as often as you use it, as long as in ano to ma-okay ang surface niya, hindi na i-scratch yung mga recordable optical drives. Because before optical drives, when it was started, mga issues sa computer, it's only read, and then meron mga read write then, and then yung mga flat and drives is it's only one time, write once you write on it, that's it, permanent na yun, you cannot change that, you cannot erase it. Ngayon may mga recordable na rin. So, ito mga optical drive units, it's the same connector with SATA interface, and the size is 525 compared with hard disk drive. Ito yung mga malalaki pero mga maninipis na rin yan, makikita nyo ngayon. And either internal interface or Intel connection yung pwede mong itanggalin o ikabit sa loob ng computer, or may mga external din, standalone, that through USB kino-connect. And yeah, whether it's internal or external, you can have by those only ang mga readable lang, or those who can actually read and write. It comes with different speeds, of course. Now, another type of storage device is what we all know. Ito yung tinatawag na flash memory devices, or we call it USB devices, or mga memory cards. No, ito yung sometimes ito it is also called as thumb drive. No, now may mga ano na rin to, may mga over, yan, may mga 1 terabyte na rin, no? And it comes with prices from the lowest capacity, of course, the cheapest. Mga affordable na rin, 256 is huge. Is huge enough. It carries a lot of information. If you just, I just remember na yung mga unang release ng USB drive, it's only just, ano, MB, in MB, meron kang 4 MB, and then 1 gig, tuwan-tuwa na, no? Ang dami na kasi because I mean, yung 1 gigabyte lang na USB drive, it's equivalent to floppy drive. And even the SD cards, it comes with different capacity rin, and even it has higher capacities. Generally, ito yung tinatawag na memory cards. Maraming vendor na yan, no? Hitachi or Tricom, and then ito rin tinatawag na SD card o kaya compact flash card. And you can see from this image, di ba, iba-iba ang kanyang slots na where you can insert, just like a floppy drive or just any disk drive. Only in this form na maliit siya, no? You have to insert it in a proper direction. Kaya may notch yan eh. Sometimes it will not let you insert pag mali ang direction or mali ang angle or in an opposite direction. So on this example, SD card, it's either dito yan, no? Nagkakasya. In compact flash, it's like an SSD card, something like that. Ito yung drive niya, no, dito. Yan yung mga interface niya. Yung USB, as we all know, it looks the same like this. So it can read and write. So it comes with different sizes as well, from may mga even 128 gigabytes na SD card or 2 terabytes even. Of course, it comes with the price, di ba? Now, in this unit, the recommended lab activity that you would do is try to add adding a removable drive, lalo na yung internal drives. At least that will lead you na to open the CPU and then identify the interface, and then it's plug and play usually, and then you don't have to install a driver. And sometimes it comes as well with own driver and software for, yung application purposes. Mga ano yan eh, iba-ibang version, iba-iba ang proprietary then how to operate when it comes to reading and writing. It comes in different ways. So it's a good practice just to be familiar with storage devices, lalo na yung mga IDE. Yung mga external, it's very easy. All you have to do is plug it to USB drive. USB port, I mean. So in this unit, we have learned the difference between volatile and non-volatile storage. Those are storage devices. We described that, and then we also covered different types of system memory that are used in PCs, and then we describe the different types of of hard disk drives from the typical one to solid state to optical drives and flash memory. So I hope this has been informative to you. See you in the next unit.